Hi everyone, my name is Gagan. I'm a data engineer and I have had experience working as a data analyst. So today what we'll try and do is our aim is to scrape the reviews from Google Play and then understand their sentiments. So for scraping we will be using a library called Google Play Scraper. So you can find it, Google Play Scraper. And this is the Python library that we will be using. Second thing I'll be using as a tool or my IDE is Google Colab. If you haven't used it in the past, it's quite simple to use. Just type Colab in Google and it should be able to direct you. So let's say you work for Instagram and you want to find out if the reviews that people are leaving you are positive or negative, regardless of the rating, because there might be some interesting information within the reviews. So that's why we'll do a sentiment analysis, and the first thing we need is are the reviews itself. So let's just begin. First, let's install some packages that we will be using for this purpose. First, we'll use Google Pay Scraper. So let me install everything. Google Play Scraper, and next I need is transformers. Transformers is deep learning. Transformers consist of deep learning models. You don't need to know the details at the moment. And for data visualization, we will use Plotly. You can use anything else you want. If you want to use Matplotlib, feel free to do so. So these are my libraries. Let me comment it out. It is for data visualization. Um, this is for sentiment, and scraper is for scraping reviews. So let's install these packages. I also need to install one extra package. Actually, did I mistype it? Transformers. Yep. This extra package we'll be using because there's a problem with Plotly Express, so this package is compensating for it. So I'm gonna download YAML, and hopefully it should be fine. It's fine. So let's start importing the packages. First I'll need pandas for data frame, and next I need NumPy, maybe for some computation. I don't think we'll use it, but it doesn't hurt. And Google Play Scraper. From Google Play Scraper, I'm going to import app, and next I'm going to import Plotly dot express as px. So anything as ps is just I'm going to use a short form or short version of this as we implement it, and that should be fine. And the next thing I think I need is I'm actually going to import a couple other things, sort and reviews all. So this should be fine, it seems. Great, everything's working well. So now just scrape, let's just scrape all the reviews. So Instagram is going to be a lot of reviews, so I want to find something which is probably less reviews, not too busy. Which one we want to find? Let's check this one. It has 10 million downloads, 70,000 reviews, so it's a lot. Hopefully something less. Let's check this one. Okay, this one would be great for this project because it only has 1400 something reviews. It has decent rating as well, so let's scrape these reviews. So what's the name? Hiking project. Okay, so I want to store the in this variable, and from this Google Play library, I'm going to use reviews all. Uh, reviews all, and let me okay, first argument that it needs is the ID, and the ID can be found here. So you can see after Google Play Store reviews, there's a question mark and an ID, and we will be using just the ID, and till Android, and that should be fine, I think. And next thing is sleep milliseconds. I'll set it to 0. So how many seconds do you want to wait in between? And language is English, and country equals to US. So based on your location, so if, for example, if you're living in Germany, let's see if the application is available in Germany. It is. Reviews might be in German, but it's not. It's only English. But you can see how the rating changed to 2.8 to 4.1 from the US. So it does matter which location you are. So we're going to use US. If you don't put these arguments, there's default value. So this is always set to 0. Language is always set to English, and country is always set to US. So even if you don't put this, it's not a big deal. But let's just do it anyways. And next I want to do is sorting, and sort by sort dot newest, and what that means is if you check the reviews, you can also sort them out by from the most recent to the not so recent. So we're going to use the newest, and I think this is it. It should work fine. So let's run it and see if you're able to get. Oh, it finished. It was quick. So let's check the reviews. HK project. Great. It seemed like it worked. We have all the reviews. And now the big problem is they're in JSON format, and actually nested JSON format. So next up we'll need to do is normalize this, and so that we can put it inside a data frame. So let me just not run it, or yeah, it's fine. So now I'm going to create a data frame, and for data frame you use pd dot normalize, and inside I'm going to just put HK project, and let's run. No problems, everything seems fine. Let's check if it worked well, and check the head, and great. So we have all the reviews we need. The reviews are here in this content section. The score is this the stars that the users have given, and the thumbs up is if how many people have actually liked the review. So 12 people found this, so these are the thumbs up rating, and the version of your application, and when was the review left or commented, and if you as an organization or company you replied to their comment, and this is at what time did you reply to their comment. So you can actually analyze a decent amount just from this. So let's check the score. For example, what is the average score? And you can check the average score given by users is 3.8, which is not bad. Thumbs up count, we don't need to care too much. How many versions of the app are there? Let's check that. So I'm gonna select the column again, review created version, and okay, So you can see the reviews there. Most of the reviews are for the app version 3.2.8, and it's descending. So it looks good. Um, Now what next? Next is we want to run a pre-trained deep learning model on top of these comments so we can find if they're positive or negative. So for that, I'm gonna import my transformers. So from transformers, import pipeline, and I will explain where this is coming from. And I'm gonna save this in sentiment analysis as a variable. Pipeline sentiment analysis, and inside there's model, and the model is Cybert, Cybert sentiment Roberta large English. Seeing that everything's fine, let me actually show you these transformers. You can find them on this website called Hugging Face. So not gugging. Hugging Face sentiment analysis models. So Hugging Face is this great website to find actually pre-trained models. So these models are already pre-trained and you can use them for your own needs. So what I copied, what I put in this segment here is directly from here. Let me actually just copy paste so I haven't made any mistakes, and it should be fine. And you can test the models out here. So for example, oh, I like your application a lot. So based on that, you can see if the review is positive or negative. It seems quite positive, and let's see. Meanwhile, we can download these packages because this library takes a while to download everything. So it's downloading, and let's see what kind of review do we get. Great, so it's showing it's positive, and the rate, the probability of it being positive is 0.99. So 99% probability that it's definitely positive, and really small fraction. So we can be quite sure that this review is positive. Let's see if we can try and confuse it. I like your application a lot, but sometimes it's buggy or it has problems. Let's see what this pre-trained model does. Yeah, it still thinks it's positive. The probability is 0.997, even though there's the user is actually saying sometimes I don't like it, but I do really like it. So this model is really, really well trained. So it's going to give us really decent results. So let's check this for once here. So here you see, again, it's giving us a label, whether it's positive or negative. I mean, it's giving us positive, and also the score and probability. One thing to note is the review or the output is it's a dictionary inside list. Now, if you don't know what a list or dictionary is, just try and Google it. Anytime you put an output or values inside square brackets, it's considered a list, and there's more to it, but that's basically the gist of it. Dictionary is key value pair. So for example, here we are seeing a key value pair which is in the output. For sentiment is positive, so this is a dictionary. So anyways, let's go through it. Now I want to do is use this function sentiment analysis on top of all my content. For that, we will use or create a Lambda function first I want to make sure that dot so I'm just taking the data types of the of everything, of all the columns. Content is object type, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna still convert it into string because this only works on string. So let me take my column content, and I'm gonna make sure that it's string type. All well, and now what we can do is just create the lambda function. So what I want to do is save my output in this new column called result, and let me select my content column, and then I will apply a lambda function, and in this lambda function I can basically just put this sentiment analysis without the values inside. So great. So what we did is I selected my column to which I want to apply this sentiment analysis function, and the results will be saved in this new column. So I'm going to run it, and it should take some time, so I'm going to pause as this is running. Result df content. Let's see if something's missing. Oh yeah, so here inside it needs to have an input parameter, which is a string object. So let's see how much time it takes. Great. So it took like less than 10 minutes to go through all the reviews. Let's look at our data frame again. Now you can see at the end there's a column result, which consists of label as well as score. And in the next step, we're going to separate them into different columns. I wanted to check what's the size of this data frame. I mean the number of columns. So it has only 679 reviews or rows. So not bad. Yeah, I can remove this now. Okay. So what we're going to do next is separate it. How are we going to separate it? Let me actually show you with this example for. So if I save this in a new variable, let's call it y. So if I run the output of y, you can see same result, list inside a dictionary. So how do we separate a dictionary? So if I want to see the first element, you can see now that the list is gone. So it only has now labels as well as score. Now if I want to check value of label, I can just type label and it's giving me positive. And similarly, if I want to check the next one, I can type inside score, and now it's giving me probability. So now you get some idea how the list of dictionaries work. We're going to use a lambda function again to get the output that we need. So first up, I'm going to select my column result. This is where all the result is saved of the output. And next up, I'm going to apply same lambda function, lambda x, and what I want to do is select x, 0th element, and label which you see is same as here, and I will be saving it in a new column called sentiment. That should be easy to understand, so I'm going to save this in sentiment x0 label. Everything seems fine. Let me create a new one which will be separate for the scores. So in this one we're going to save score, and here I can change it to score again. Let me double check, everything seems fine. Let's run these. It should be quick, and it was quick. Take a look at the column again, and now you see we have two extra columns added at the end. One is sentiment, and I do not see score at the moment for some reason. TF score, sentiment, lambda, x0, everything seems to be fine. Is there score somewhere in the middle? Let me check. Sentiment, score. So we do have score. Oh yeah, it came somewhere here. So we do have score. We can check the probability, like what's the usual score, average score, and again I'm gonna check the mean. Seems great. And now let's take a look at the distribution of sentiments. Sentiment value counts. So we have 464 positive reviews and 215 negative, which is not bad. And I'm gonna normalize it so you can see the the percentage. So 68% positive and almost 31% negative. And what we can do is actually draw histogram from this, and for this we'll use the plotly finally. I'm gonna save the value and figure. Histogram, I'm gonna select my data frame. The X value or the X column would be sentiment at the base. I want to select different colors. I'll explain what I mean by this and what it does, and it's fine. And now we can just do figure.show. You can do a lot more with these. Just go to Plotly's website. Let me open it here, and you can see basically this is exactly what I'm trying to do, but not the same colors. For say different colors, you can see you can select a different color here. So use Plotly for reference, and let's run. And there you go. So we have our positive sentiments and negative sentiments. If you want to add some text to it, so text is text auto to true. And now you can see there's 464 reviews which are positive and 215 which are negative. So this is all, and you can just save it using this. Inside quotation marks, you put the location. So if you want to use Google Drive, just choose a Google Drive location. I don't think I want to show this at the moment, but just choose the location inside your drive, which is just a path. So it could be like drive, the name of your folder, Gagan, and then name of the file is sentiment, and you want to save it as CSV. So something like this, you just choose the path, run this, and you will have the CSV file saved. So this is it. And in the next part, when I get time, I would like to make something which would be specifically for data engineers. And by that, what I mean is, what if you want to save this into a database? And what if you want to continuously run this, so you gather data almost every day, so you can understand your users better, reviews better. So that's something I'll be doing in the next part. It's gonna be really long video, probably an hour or more. So yeah, thank you so much, and have a nice day.